What's going on, everyone? So, the Lakers are right in the thick of it. Love to see it. Obviously, I would love to not be the 7th seed. I would love if we were, the 2 seed or the 3 seed. But the Lakers are still in the thick of it, which is what you want, right? You want to be in that hunt. You want to be in that conversation. You want to be in a position to where you're in striking range. Lakers right now are sitting at 15-12. Playing Sacramento again. We play them 2 more times in the next week, which is crazy. 2-game win streak. You've won 3 out of your last 4. It's what you want to kind of do. If you can have that kind of pace the rest of the way, we'd be good. We'd be great. And they're coming off of an incredible effort, incredible play. In my opinion, was their best game of the season because they put it together start to finish. Right, even against some of these bad teams, we've seen the Lakers just lay a dud in a quarter or whatever, right? The Lakers have really done a good job of in that last game against Sacramento, staying in the thick of it, playing hard, doing the dirty work, playing defense. Lakers, the last 5 games have been the second best rated defense, holding teams to a little over 102 points per game, right? We're there. We're tied right now with Denver for the 6th seed. It's only because we have more losses than them. They're 14-11. We're 15-12. So we've played 2 more games than them. You look at the rest of it, and it's okay, well, we're only half a game out of the 5th seed, and we're only 3 games out of 2nd, 3.5 games out of 2nd. We're right there. Lakers go on an extended streak or, rattle off a couple wins, even if they're not the 2 or 3 seed. Right? I said Lakers, I thought could be in the top 4 or 5. Going into the season, I said that I thought they could win 50 games and be in that 5, 3 to 5 range, somewhere in that ballpark. But I wouldn't be shocked if they were a top 4 team in the league. All right. Well, if we got the effort we got against Sacramento on a nightly basis, we probably would. We'd probably be like the Grizzlies, if not better, at 19-9, or like the Timberwolves at 18-9. We'd probably be looking really good right now if we were those other teams. Problem is, we haven't been those other teams. Right? We're not able to put it together on a nightly basis on a consistent effort. And the Lakers really need to do a better job because, again, we're right in the mix of it. Now, look, this doesn't mean that we don't need a trade. If anything, the Sacramento game, in my opinion, proved even more why you need a trade. Because you saw what the effort, energy, and chasing down loose balls, giving you the hustle plays, right? What that can provide. Imagine if you had guys that were actually athletic. Imagine if you had guys that could actually play both sides of the basketball on a nightly, regular basis, right? Because that's the problem with the Lakers. It's you don't know what night you're going to get from these guys. Right? You don't know from D'Lo and Reeves, are they going to put in the defensive effort or are they just going to be traffic cones all night? Right? Offensively, are they going to go and give you 25 and 16 or are they going to give you 5 and 6? Right? That's the problem. Right? Rui Hachimura, what night is tonight his night or is it not? Right? You have nights where it's are any of them going to show up? Right? We've had nights where LeBron and AD are giving you 80 combined, and we only scored 100 points. It's what? We still need a trade. We still need to make moves. We still need to put ourselves in the best position possible to win as many games as possible and try to get into contention. There isn't a juggernaut, particularly in the Western Conference. Boston is probably the closest thing. However, I still think Boston is very beatable. They just live and die by the 3. I mean, they're taking, they took a historic number of 3s last season. They're trying to break the record again. They're living and dying by the 3. And the problem is that, you get the right matchups and you get the right pieces, or they just go on a dud, right? Where you see it, man, they're going home pretty quickly. I don't see this juggernaut. We don't have the, Warriors with KD or anything like that. Everybody in the West is beatable. And the Lakers are more than capable of beating everybody in the West. Obviously, there's teams I'm more confident in than others, right? Like Denver, if we ran into Denver again, unless we got some significant trades or something, I wouldn't feel very confident in beating Denver just because they've had our number. But, some of these other teams, I really do think we have a very good chance of beating. But I wouldn't take us to win the championship. I don't believe we're a contender. I don't trust this team to come up and show up on a nightly basis. Again, when they look like they did against Sacramento, they're great. right? Like, good luck beating them. But when they don't, which is more often than not, right? They're terrible, right? They either are a lottery team or a contender, but you never know which night it's going to be. Is tonight like contending night or is tonight lottery night? Like, what are we doing? Flip a coin, right? Like, and so I do think that the Lakers need a trade, right? I do think that the Lakers need to make some type of move, but like I've talked about and like I've mentioned, right? Until we're able to pull a trade off, until we're able to get something done, whether it's, today, tomorrow, month from now, at the trade deadline, whenever it is, hopefully it happens, period. I am pretty confident the Lakers make a trade. I just don't know if it'll be the trades that we need, right? Like, I could see the Lakers going and trading for Valanciunas and being like, all right, we made a move, right? Like, and then it's like, okay, but we're not, like, we're better, but not that much better, right? Okay, great. Instead of being the 8th seed in a play-in team, we're the 7th seed in a play-in team. Nice, right? Like, it's just, I don't see that. I don't know if that happens. As far as them getting some type of trade done, yes, I'm very confident that they're going to do that they're going to do something. But until then, again, the Lakers, we need the best version of this team possible. We need the role guys to continue to step up, to continue to play well, continue to work hard and do the dirty work and chase after loose balls and play defense. Right? I'm not saying that they have to be the second best defensive team in the league. I don't think that that's sustainable for these guys because I just don't think that they have the athletic pieces to, on a nightly basis, keep it up. Like Austin Reeves, I don't think is just magically going to become a premier defender. Same thing with D'Lo, same with all that. It's the effort, though, right? Like, if they can be, and I've talked about it, if Lakers can be a top 4 to 5 offense, which we've seen them and their capabilities of doing when guys are hitting shots, and a top 10 to 12 defense, right? Like, if you can be 10 to 12 range, then you're going to be one of the better teams, right? Like, you're going to finish in the playoffs, and you're going to be, at bare minimum, a second round exit, which I don't want, right? I want this team to be a legit contender, which is why I want to go get the pieces necessary, which is why I want to make a big splash. But until then, we need these guys to perform and play to the best of their ability. We need the dirty work from these guys. We need them to be active, disrupting passing lanes, chasing down loose balls, right? Like, outworking guys. You can win a lot of games in the NBA just by outworking and out-hustling guys. Every year you see teams, which is why athleticism is so important in today's NBA, right? Because the game's just so fast-paced and so many just shot-chucking and stuff, right? Like, you see every year these teams that just have insane athletes are in the top of the standings, but they're not contenders, right? Like Memphis, Houston, you've had several teams, throughout the last, 5 years or so, that are just, they're at the top of the standings, but they're not really contending. OKC last year, right? OKC this year, yeah, watch out. OKC last year, did anyone really think that they were winning a championship last year? Probably not. Like, I think the consensus thought was like, yeah, they're probably a second round exit, which is what they were, right? Sacramento, a couple seasons ago. You see these teams that are athletic, fast pace, just up and down the court, got athleticism, out hustling, out working guys. You can win a lot of games just being that way, just playing that way, right? But once you get to the playoffs, all of a sudden, the game tightens up. Teams know and understand your playbook and the way you want to approach the game, understand your weaknesses and your strengths. And, and then that's where guys like, LeBron and AD and their experience, or, if you go get that other piece, that third guy, that's where you're looking for those guys to really pick it up and step up, right? So like a Reeves, LeBron, and AD, like that's where you're really leaning on those guys to carry most of the workload. But you need the other guys to come in and play and have the impact, right? You need the guys to be able to come in and, play defense and lock down. And, when you're not hitting shots, because every team goes on droughts, it happens. But when you're not hitting shots and you're not playing defense and you're not chasing down loose balls and you're not doing the dirty work and you're just getting ran through, it looks a lot worse than it is, right? Like, things look a hell of a lot worse than they really are. But when you are doing the dirty work and you are doing those things, now all of a sudden you're in striking range. So then when your shot does pick back up and start falling, you're in the game enough to where you can pull back and win, right? Like we've talked about it before, like I've talked about it in live streams, stuff like that. Like you'll see teams like, Lakers will keep guys hanging around. You're just like, come on, man. Like, quit letting these guys hang around. And then all of a sudden we look up and they get beat. And it's just like, oh, it's just because you just let them hang around, right? Well, if the Lakers are doing the dirty work, well, then now you're the team that's hanging around, right? Now you're the team that's, waiting for that striking moment, for that striking range. It's just those kind of things. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Disagree with my points? Again, obviously this team needs a trade, but do you think that the Lakers are far? Do you think, no, they're still in the thick of it. They're still close. They're right there. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.